Doug MPA back with another video. One thing I can't stand about modern society and modern women is all the buzzwords they use. The M word, misogyny, healing, trauma, finding myself, alpha female, all these words that to us men really mean nothing. Well, let's add another one to the list because this article is going to tell us about weaponized incompetence, guys. Add another one to the list. So we're going to get into this article called Women Call Out Men for Using Weaponized Incompetence to Avoid Household Chores. Before I get into this article, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. It shows you support me and what I'm doing over here. And let's get into this article. It says, my ex put bleach in a dark load intentionally. When I asked why, he said, because I don't want to do laundry and you will never ask me to do it again. Dividing up chores between cohabitating partners. See, the P word, I can't stand this word. You're not partners a lot of the time because the man is normally bringing more to the table than the woman is when it comes to providing for the household. It's always a tricky situation, which is why the term weaponized incompetence has gained so much steam over the past few years. The term has become so popular on TikTok. Well, that's another problem because who are the majority of TikTok users? Women. But the topic currently has over 148 million views. The newest term for an age-old issue refers to one partner in a relationship pretending that they aren't capable of doing a mind-numbingly dull, repetitive, but important daily task like laundry, cooking, or grocery shopping in order to avoid it. This typically causes the other partner to get frustrated and resentfully take on that responsibility. And although being lazy or uninterested in managing a household is not limited to people of a single gender, men tend to escape the brunt of the domestic burdens in heterosexual relationships at the expense of women. And why is that, guys? Because 70% of households in the United States, the man is the breadwinner and makes more money than the woman. Men work longer hours. Men work harder jobs. You want a guy to work on a road crew all day? You want a guy to be on a roof? Re-roofing houses and buildings and then come home and have to do domestic chores. Get out of here, man. Come on. And another thing, women, when you get married to a woman, she automatically assumes that her way of doing things is the right way of doing things. Guys, don't let this happen. Don't let a woman nag you. Take the responsibility of paying for most, if not all, the bills, and that should shield you from getting nagged. If you choose to do a household chore, you do it your way, and you tell her that. I've never been nagged in a relationship when it comes to chores around the house. I tell the woman, I'm doing it my way, and if you don't like the way I do it, well, then you do it, because I'll do it my way. This happy wife, happy life thing, it's over, ladies. It should be happy house, happy spouse. This isn't just a stereotype. It's backed up by data. It's backed up by data. A 2020 Gallup study conducted in the U.S. found that even among egalitarian-minded millennial couples, women are still more likely to clean the house, shop for groceries, cook meals, and make decisions about furnishing and decorating the home. It's because men, we don't care about all this stuff. A woman will show that she cares, and we just let her have it. What kind of food do you want for the week? Oh, honey, I don't care. Just buy whatever. And I guarantee you these women wouldn't appreciate what a man would buy at the store. Furnishing and decorating the house. Guys, we don't care if our house is decorated or not. If a woman comes along and wants to do it, we just let her do it. So we let you do it, and you're going to complain about the fact that you need help doing it. It doesn't work that way. The study found that while men do take on a few domestic responsibilities, they take their cues from older generations and pick up tasks that can be done on their own schedules, like car maintenance and yard work. Pick up tasks. Because women aren't going to do car maintenance and they're not going to do the yard work. It's just not happening. Women will garden, but they're not going to push a lawnmower. And then let's totally discredit the fact that men do this type of stuff. I think it has a lot to do with our deeply held stereotypes and assumptions about traditional gender roles at home. They're quite difficult to challenge or break once set into motion, said this PhD student. This also led to a different study in 2019 that found that women of all ages still tend to do more household chores than their male partners, no matter how much they work or earn in a job outside the home. And that's because women want things done a certain way. If you would accept how a man does it, a man will do things more. But we just don't want to hear it. We just don't. So when a Twitter user published a post in early June about how another user on the platform was stunned that the term weaponized incompetence was a real thing, she couldn't help but ask others on Twitter to share their experiences. Someone in my mentions was stunned that weaponized incompetence is a real thing. Understandable. This is a new term for an old behavior, but for fun as a treat, how about we share our most absurd experiences of weaponized incompetence? And before we get into these stories, guys, once you get married, it's like your wife, most American wives develop a low level disdain and contempt for their husbands. It just comes along with getting married now. And that's because the Homer Simpsons, the King of Queens, all these sitcoms have just trained women to believe that that guy that was competent enough to get you to marry him isn't competent anymore because he's your husband. Now, let's read through some of these and tell me if these women like their boyfriends or husbands. So first off, she has she, her, and a rainbow flag in her Twitter handle, so she already lost. I asked my ex, a 40-year-old man who's been living, her ex, living on his own for 20 years, if he'd boil some water in the kettle for me. And he asked, how do I do that? To be clear, this was his house, his stove, and his kettle. Yeah, well, maybe he drinks coffee. Maybe someone bought him that kettle for a gift, and he never uses it. And maybe he didn't want to do anything for you because he knew you weren't the type of person to boil water for. I should have told you something. If a guy wouldn't boil water for you, he's not gonna. You're already out the door, pretty much. She says, my husband, I don't know where to put the dishes away. It's confusing. Also, my husband, I know the location of all parts in my warehouse. My inventory is organized perfectly. Me, yet you don't know where the dishes are stored. Yeah, it sounds to me like you married a guy that owns a warehouse. He's probably providing you with a great lifestyle, and you're still complaining about him putting the dishes away. And next says, my ex put bleach in a dark blue intentionally. When I asked why, he said, because I don't want to do laundry and you will never ask me to do it again. See, a lot of times these guys won't sack up and tell their women, I'm not doing this. I'm not. Or I'm doing it my way. Guys, you got to sack up. That's the only way to not get nagged. You got to tell these women, there isn't just your way. I'm doing it my way. My ex tried to tell me he didn't know how to use bleach in the washing machine. I'm like, you put it in the hole next to the detergent that says bleach. He's a software architect that makes six figures. Yeah, well, it sounds to me like a software architect that makes six figures has bigger things to worry about than where to put bleach. The men in my family can fix engines, computers, and do home repairs, but act like breaking down a box for recycling is impossible. Okay, well, how about this? They break down the boxes and you fix the engines and the computers. Yeah, I didn't think so. My ex refused to ever wipe down surfaces. The kitchen counter after doing dishes, dusting the living room, cleaning the shower, etc. He claimed that my cleaning standards were too high and said he could never make me happy despite me telling him exactly what would. See, and there lies the trap right there, guys. Because her cleaning standards depend on how she feels at that time. And women connect their cleaning standards to you proving to them that you're willing to do what's necessary to make them happy based upon their feelings. Guys, don't fall into that trap or you're going to be just like this. You got to nip this in the bud at the beginning, guys. My ex refused to clean his bathroom, and when he moved out, the faucet wasn't working, and I learned he hadn't showered in at least 6 weeks and was just using baby wipes. Yet you dated this guy. You slept with this guy. Sounds like a you problem. I would ask my ex, to handle dinner for us on days where I worked 3 or more of my 5 jobs. Why are you dating with 5 jobs? Why? Sounds like a you problem. He would typically either ask me to list the things we had available to make in the house or order out and just get me to pay for my half. Once again, you don't like it, don't be with him. I asked my ex to clean the TV stand dust. Showed him what to use. I look over and he's using the wrong thing on the TV screen, which could do damage. I say something. He says, "Well, if I can't do it your way, I guess I just won't do it anymore since I can't do anything right." It's because this isn't just a singular event. Women turn this into a habit in the house, guys. And every time you try to do it how they want to do it, sometimes it could be good enough. A lot of times it isn't. Once again, this is this guy's problem for not sacking up. This lady says, "I don't know what brand we buy." Turns down every request to go grocery shopping together. Somehow eats most of the food before I get a bite, but doesn't remember any of the packaging, even though to pick it up. These women hate their husbands, man. They hate their husbands. They hate their significant others. And why do these women get married? Why do they date men? If you have this much disdain for men. And then she says, "My dad is 73 and claims not to know how to run the washing machine." Good man. Once again, the low level disrespect and detest that a lot of these women will have for the men that they sleep next to every single night. They have sex with every single night. It just blows my mind. Guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one.